I am Angel Amoroso, and welcome to episode 5 of Fuck You, Mick Foley. I'm gonna get right into it. So, enjoy.
Good evening, Facebook Live. I am Angel Amoroso, and this evening I am joined by my daughter, Christina Jade Polis, for episode 5 of Fuck You, Mick Foley. So, usually we wait until some people join us, and so far no one has joined. Just one person has joined, excuse me. 2 people. Oh, okay. Justin Doan has joined us. Welcome. Bob has joined us. I won't try to say your name. Welcome, Bob. This evening, we will be going through, and we're going to try to wrap this up as quickly as possible. And we're going to be going through some comments, a few videos and some comments about this situation. Michael Lashbrook has joined us. Welcome, Michael. We will come back to the chat after it's over, and then we'll see who joined, and we'll take some questions or whatever after. So I want to get right back to my timeline. So let's just open up another tab. Let's see. Should have did this before, right? But we'll do it like this. All right. So here we go. Here's my Facebook. I hope that everyone can see this on the shared screen. Can you see it? We're just checking it on the other phone, so don't be interrupted by all that. So here we're going to go to my timeline. And you know what? I think instead of starting off with the videos that we picked up where we left off last time, because I know I went on and on and on, we're going to go to some private messages that were left. Some lovely people that were harassing me. A lot of them got deleted, but we'll go to the message requests, and we'll just go over some of those first. Let's see. Message request. Let's see. Okay, let's start with the more current one first. Right. Okay. This is just a guy. He's a co-host of some show, and he would like to have me on as a guest for the Attitude Hour Live Monday nights. So, okay, nothing too unusual there, right? Except, you know, I'm not an active wrestler, so I would, what would I have to talk about? What would we talk about? Okay, so next is several calls from Chris Banks, who we'll get into talking about later. I'm not even going to get into the messages right now because there's a whole story behind that. So we'll get back into that later. So, okay, come on. Click on it. It's on there. Oh, okay. It is on there. Hey, it's getting late. Okay, so-and-so's waving at me. All right, well, let's go down the list here and read some more undesirable. Show older. Oh, okay. Well, show older. I should just go and see in the messages. Yeah. All right. There you go. Okay. Let's go to one that's not really too bad, because there are some people that are, you know, kind of positive in the world. Louise Goodman says, "I'm sorry to hear about all you've been through. I listened to your Shelly Martinez interview. I support you 100%. You were always my favorite valet in ECW, and you are still astonishingly sexy. Stay strong and gorgeous." So that was a nice message.
I think I remember this name.
Okay.
I think this is the guy I was arguing with before. He was Assad Hanna. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
He asked, "Why are you still picking on Mick Foley. He said Mike Foley before.
This is in the chat right now?
It's in the chat right now.
Yeah, you know what?
Maybe he's waiting for an answer, but I don't.
And I'm going to go on with my inbox messages and ignore this because this is another troll who's now in the chat section. If you guys want to address him, I've already explained this time and time again, and had a long conversation with your dumbass to answer all your questions, and you still won't accept what you're hearing. So I'm not going to waste any more time on you. Fuck off. Excuse me.
We'll make us do an episode, fuck you, Assad Hana, or whatever.
Exactly. Okay. Kevin Nasta would like me to be on his radio interview show to talk about, the obvious. So, the obvious. So I guess I'm just supposed to read everyone's mind. I'm just going to keep going back and forth. Okay. Just really hold on. Here we go. Okay. This gentleman here, his name is Marty. He does autograph shows for pro wrestling, and would I have any interest in doing some stuff from old ECW days? And then again, he messages me, "Hi, Angel. Did you get my last message?" I did. and that's all I'll say about that. I don't work wrestling shows anymore, and anyone who thinks that this is being done out of some kind of stunt because I'm looking for work.
No, Assad says no. I talked to him about this. You're lying. Do it.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right.
This is fresh.
So we're going to go through some other messages. Calvin Harrington just reacted. Thank you, Calvin. So now I can see it. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Kind of move up here. Move up so I can read this. Okay, so Eric says, "Hey, Angel, sorry to bother you. Your story has intrigued me. Just wondering what the deal with Dave Meltzer is. He's quite polarizing in the wrestling business, and I'm giving this guy money each month to subscribe to his newsletter. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be giving him any money if he was molesting a young girl. So what's the story there? Do I cancel or not?" And as I've answered Eric Davenport on several occasions, cancel your subscription because Dave Meltzer is a child molester. And if you have sex and sexual contact with a minor more than once and in several different states, you got to wonder about that person and how they think that they're above the law, especially when the youngster was feeding him information for his new newsletter at the time that there's phone bills and everything with phone numbers back and forth to San Jose where he used to live. But I won't get into Dave Meltzer because this is an episode of Fuck You, Mick Foley. So moving on, let's see. Steve Evans says, "I don't know you, but I believe you." Thank you. Rob Capo says, "I stand with Angel Amoroso. P.S. You're fucking gorgeous." And thank you so much. I appreciate the compliments. And normal people who can see through a story like this and know that there's a lot of bullshit attached to it. So, moving on. On 11/19/17, Carmine Sabia, someone that I'm familiar with his name through professional wrestling for a number of years, and he also does a lot of political talk. He's a recognized journalist at this point. And he says, 11/9/17, "I'm interested in your story." What's today's date? What's today's date?
12/9/18.
Okay, Carmine. So it's a year later. So you might want to get onto that, especially since we had so many communications in public about this, and still nothing. So Luis Mendoza Jr. said, "I hope our paths cross." Meaning that's in a threatening way, and then they start to get threatening. So here's a great one. I love this one. This one actually made my day. I can't get it any better than this right here. Ada Arabanelian, whatever the fuck your name is. She says, "Bitch, you are a fucking liar whore." Okay, good there. And then she says, she goes on to say, "I are so ugly, and I don't think someone would be able to even look at you. Are disgusting. You just want free money. Go to your money. Yeah, go to your corner, fucker." Okay, now I agree, doll. You are so ugly.
You are so ugly.
She is so ugly, and you need to keep that fucking rude ass opinion to yourself. You don't know me, and I don't know you. But it's nice that all these people think that I care about what they think, and all I'm going to do is sit here and fucking make fun of you. So moving on. Here we go. Okay. So here's the Facebook user that obviously either got suspended or deleted off of Facebook, who says, "So how does it feel trying to lie to a nation?" Damn, that's deep. To lie to a nation? Wow.
One nation? I thought it would be like
God.
Why can't it be like
Oh my lord. Okay.
Just the USA.
Next is a Dennis Mucinex.
I'm done.
You're close. Y-O-U-R. You're a dumb bitch. I hope you go to hell for your lie. Why you? You are. Your lies. If he really did that to you, why didn't you say anything about it when it happened, you dumb bitch? If bitches like that are so fucked up, bitch, you're lying, ugly broke whore, trying to get free money. Shut the fuck up. No, you can see this on the screen. I'm not making it up. No punctuation at all. Capitalization only in the beginning for some reason, unnecessarily in the middle. Yeah, and I'm supposed to be affected by this. Why did I try to deceive a nation before they even know what the hell's going on? Why did I try to lie before they even find out the story, by the way? Here goes Neil Simpson. You should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah. Where's the evidence? Since Weinstein, there's been hundreds of you lying, fucked, making a mockery of rape victims. It's hard for them to get listened to because of twats like you in your protest video. You said you were 15 when it happened, then 14, then 12. Get a life, you lie. You was wait.
You was bitch.
Get a life. You was
bitch.
Okay.
I mean, you was, or you was like you was something. Or
I was bitch. I guess I'm no longer bitch. Or first off, I should be ashamed of myself because I'm a victim who has come out for many years, and then all this fucking #MeToo and a Harvey Weinstein shit comes up. This had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know what was going on because I am not fixated on watching the fucking screen in front of me, and I didn't know what the hell. Yeah, exactly. Hashtag me first, because I've been talking about this for a long time, so it had absolutely nothing to do with that. And if you could see my my profile picture, it says #MeToo, and I'll get to that later. It's because that was a joke, because I was going to go to the Mummers Parade with that sign and that get up in 2-degree weather and do it there. But that's a whole other story. How am I there's been hundreds of views, lying fuck, making up a mockery. How am I making a mockery of rape victims? I don't understand how I'm making a mockery by just telling people what happened to me. It's twats like me who protest. I said I was 15, and then I said I was 14, and I was 12. I don't know what the hell he was watching that he heard me say that, but I fucking didn't. I said that, you know, about the different people. I didn't change my age. You know, it all stays the same.
No one's doing that.
So you know, they all want to read what they want, and they want to think what they want, and they want to hear what they want from the podcast that covered it, that did nothing but twist the story and tell lies and continue to spread fake news. So I will be making an
I assume this has something to do with connection. You just give me a minute. I'm sure it'll probably start back up.
be making an ass out of all of you by reading your fucking ridiculous comments. Okay. So here's Jean Borelli, who, you know, is a news reporter at Aurora News, it says, and a server at Pizza Hut. I wonder how he juggles both of those jobs. That's
you know,
hey, yeah, you know. So his comment is, just looking for attention. If you had a problem with it, would have said something then.
I think that's something.
Okay, motherfucker. If I read this one more motherfucking time that I didn't say
Can we
anything,
get, like, one message where they spell something correctly? Like,
no one knows how to spell or punctuate. And don't fucking tell me how many times I've complained about something. Just because you're just hearing it doesn't mean that it's just happening right now. So get your fucking facts straight and watch, like, you know, read.
Suck at research.
Read the comments. Like, when you comment under a video, read. I'm sorry, watch the video before you comment under it, so then you know that all the questions that you're about to make an asshole out of yourself by asking, I already fucking answered. And if you watch the video, you would know that I've already answered the questions. But you keep acting like you're misunderstanding things, and you're not. You're just a bunch of fucking trolls who are trying to, like, misdirect the situation. So let's, you know, let's go on. Facebook user, who's probably gotten blocked, says, question, if Foley molesting you as a child, why didn't you report it? Another motherfucker who didn't listen to the story all the way through. Why does it take you till you're in your 30s to say something about it? It didn't. I'm sorry, but I think you're BS that you're only doing this because of all the sexual harassment shit going on in Hollywood. I see the way these people repeat themselves. I, on the other hand, don't like to repeat myself in answers. So when something like that comes up, I will just continue to read the next message, because I'm not going to keep, you know, repeating the same fucking answer just because you don't like the answer and you refuse to fucking hear it. So, okay. Paul Yates says, let's see. He is a former payroll control officer at the City of York Council. Yeah, so, okay. Let's see the educated comments he has to make. Why is it? Okay, let me move this down. Lying slut. Funny how we not heard of this story. This is an educated man. Did he really just write that?
Heard this before.
Attention seeking at its best. Nobody believes you.
Still with the caps lock on.
You know, the thing is that this is I'm sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. This is a story like anyone else would have. It's just that this is not the first time that I've been telling the story, although they all insist that it is, just because they just heard about it. And you know, we'll just move on. Joey Hudson just wants to know, did that really happen with Mick Foley? Hun, if it didn't, that's the last lie that I would think to make up in a lifetime. I would think that any female would, try to like not put herself in a position of
I honestly don't
making up a lie like that. I don't understand.
And like, it's such a person. Like, I mean, there's so many people who are saying, "Oh yeah, well, it's not too unbelievable." Like they were.
Okay, Ryan Matson says, hashtag I stand with Angel Amoroso, and he gave me a thumbs up and wanted to tell me personally. I do appreciate the people that are sensible enough to actually listen to what I'm saying, and judge the situation for themselves. Ryan Bullock says, as if anyone is going to believe you, while you're a pathetic sandwich short of a picnic.
No, you're a sandwich short of a picnic.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking about how pathetic he was.
Oh.
And then, I'm sorry, the word got trapped up in my head. You're fucking pathetic. Moving on. Okay. Neil Jones, who's, I don't know, at Icon, at the wrestling Icon. I don't know, I guess. Hi, Angel, would you do an interview for us at IYHWrestling.com? And as you can see, I never responded to that, because as much as people think that I'm doing this for attention and I'm going to go around and, on all these podcasts and just for attention, try to find one. Okay. This Scott Wooford, who's actually, but it's not. This is Scott Worley, my stalker.
Oh, yeah.
This is him, and this is
Scott.
How he changes his name.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Scott, it's good to see you. Okay,
My man Scott.
And now, when he
brain.
first started stalking me, he was only mutual friends with Rob Feinstein. Now he's got 3 mutual friends, including Brittany Brown. So I guess they know who he is. He said, I know what you're up to. Please stop. Okay? I don't know this person. I've never met this person in my life. Maybe you want to, you know what I'm up to. Like, all right, well then there should be no problem. Like, if you know what I'm up to, then maybe you want to help out, dickhead. Okay. Yeah, perhaps you want to fuck off and help me out. So that would help me off immensely Monday. So, okay. I'm not sure what that gets into. Okay, Facebook user, I'm assuming has been either blocked or suspended. I'm moving up this list so that I can. Okay. You are a disgusting individual trying to bring down successful men. You weren't even 15 or 14 or whatever you claim to be in 1994. Hope you get what's coming to you in courts. And to think there are women who actually get abused that nobody believes, it's so common for women like you to fabricate stories and events in order to get a paycheck or 15 minutes of fame. Wow. First off, who are you? And how, I wasn't 14 or 15 in 94? And I agree. I was not 15 or 14 in 1994, and I never said that. Obviously, you read it off of one of these friggin' groups or heard it off of one of these stupid podcasts, and now that's what you believe, and that's not my problem. He hopes I get what's coming to me in a court. I hope I get what's coming to me in court as well. I'm still waiting. So, Logan Loeb, anytime you're ready, anytime.
Square up.
So, there are actually women who get abused that nobody believes because it's so common for women like you to fabricate events. Women like me, so you know me, in other words, right? You know me. Okay. To get a paycheck or 15 minutes of fame. So since I have neither of those, now what would you say my motivation was, dickhead? Moving on. Exactly. All right. Next up is a message that I brought up several times before, and now I could go on and read it out loud. This is from Lucas Widman, who works at TMZ Sports. He says, "Hi, Angel. This is Lucas with TMZ. Do you have a few minutes to talk?" This was on 11/17/2017, Lucas. And I got back to Lucas. My daughter got back to you, Lucas. My husband got back to you while I was on suspension to let you know. And I also got back to you through a different account that was under Angel Walsh. So for whatever reason, you or Harvey Levin or whatever his name is, decided to not contact me back, maybe because you spoke to Mick Foley first and he begged you not to take a statement from me. Who knows? We'll just all come to assumptions on why it is you never got back to any of us after you said you wanted to cover the story there. We'll just, you know, we'll just never know, I guess, huh? Next is Ty Williams says, "I saw your video of your protest. Why don't you go to the cops and file a report on Foley," which no one said it in, "or talk to TMZ and let TMZ know what happened. Show them your protest video, which was great last night. Move that down. Expose this guy." Okay? Now, several people suggested that I go to TMZ, and like I said, I wasn't going to continue to get back to them because Lucas didn't get back to me when I got back to him, as you could see, or the message would be in there. And they got one side of the story, and I guess that was enough for them. To be told to bury it and sweep it up under the rug and use all scratch each other's backs and continue to do that, Lucas. So, okay. Anthony Massell, let's bring this up. Says, "I'm sorry. I've seen you before, but just found out about the Mick Foley abuse. So he started this when you were 12? Who the fuck said that? Who said this stuff? Miss Angel, why did it take you so long to come out about this? Were you scared? It didn't take me very long to come out about it at all. You were just hearing about it once again. Do you or would you like me to share this post? I'm total against this kind of shit, having 3 kids. Once again, I'm very sorry to hear about this." Now, it's odd that this Anthony Massell said this in a private message, but then in public, if you remember, we read the content that he posted, and it was more harassing than it was helpful. So, there you go. So Brian Gavana, let's see, writes for whatever. You should move that up so I can say it. I might not even be saying his name right, and I don't care. "Hi, Angel. My name is Brian, and I write for a wrestling blog called Ring the Damn Bell. I was wondering if I could interview you here online and use it for an upcoming piece. It would be your own words, and nothing will be edited." Who the fuck else's words would it be? And, you know, if anyone's contacting me about an interview, you might want to get, like, more detailed about what it is you're interested in talking about, because there are some people who weren't just fixated on this subject, and wanted me to do shows about several other things that weren't as ridiculous. So, okay. So let's moving down.
Those are all old. That's from this is one before.
Is it? Okay. Okay. So, all right. Well, we'll click off the inbox for now, and we're just going to go down to the timeline here. How long are we trying to check that one? Oh, okay, 29 minutes. So I promise I'm not going to, go beyond here and go too long. Just taking you back to 2017 and try to pick up where we left off a little bit at least. And I'm going to go through these slowly. Actually, today I got several comments about the last live stream, and I'll get into that in a second. Let's play this interesting video that was actually taken down off of YouTube. And do we make the screen bigger, right? Yes.
I'm standing tall and calm.
Yeah, let's go from the beginning.
Yeah, but look at me, right? I get curveballs. I'm standing tall and calm. I got the Christmas. I still love WWE. Completely absolving me of any and all guilt I have felt. Absolving me of any and all guilt I have felt. So I still love WWE. Completely absolving me of any and all guilt I have felt during the course of the year. Still love WWE.
Did that hurt, Mick Foley? Did it hurt to see
I'm
a
sorry,
fucking
but, like,
video and go and report it to YouTube like a fucking douchebag? Like WWE hardcore legend goes and reports.
You know, I hate to do all this, but like I hate
a video.
injustice, you know, it just gets me like just something about it.
I love it. Okay, so
I'm not a confrontational person, to be honest. Like I really,
no,
I'm not. I'm
but
like, chilling, but like I just like.
When it comes to nonsense like this, I would think that it's
Not anyone.
It's
not
reasonable.
just, you know.
Let's see, what is this? A lot of these videos actually blocked. Actually, I'm trying to get to a video, so there
Well,
we
I
don't
don't
have
think
to read
message
more
boards are
comments.
still up there. I mean,
Right. Well, the Spanish ones I can't read, but
they all kind of say the
the
same
wrestling
thing.
news. Actually, Walls of Jericho. Let's go to the Walls of Jericho blog spot. Let's see. Examining, this was on November 20th, 2017. Examining sexual misconduct in pro wrestling is reckoning coming. I don't know what that is. Okay. Sometime last week, Mick Foley appeared at an autograph signing. He probably expected people bringing him one of his many books for him to autograph, or glossy photographs, or even some people just there to shake his hand and tell him how much of a fan they were of his. What he probably didn't expect was Angel Amoroso appearing with this sign. I bet he didn't expect it. I bet he didn't expect it. And read the sign. It says 15.
I think that's a 5, right? That's totally
Pretty sure
fine.
in every
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, video mode only. Okay, so here's the article on the walls of Jericho. In case the picture's not showing up, that sign she's holding reads in all caps, "My name is Angel Amoroso. Mick Foley had sex with me when I was 15 years old." It's a damning accusation that throws Foley's good guy, rape charity exterior into serious tarnish. She also has videos, one of which she names all the people who betted her while she was underage. The mantra from the left regarding sexual abuse is to believe victims. But even some folks, the most understanding on one's under most circumstances, cast doubt on the accusations, mainly because she names so many people and casts a wide net on folks who don't seem like the a pedophile type. So what is a pedophile type? However, the whole point of lusting after teenage bodies is that you don't make the part of your outer persona. Make sense? Honestly, pro wrestlers didn't garner the reputation of being lowlives and carnies because of smears alone. If you walk into a pro wrestling locker room, you're going to get smacked with the utter lack of scruples like the average Extreme Championship Wrestling superstar got hit upside the head with a steel chair. If someone comes up to a wrestler offering sex and she was mildly attractive, sex was going to happen without any concern of her real age. So far, the Walls of Jericho has it right. So Amoroso, having that volume of wrestlers to accuse in not a red flag for her, it's a red flag for the industry. Amoroso is probably not the only underage groupie that was passed around various locker rooms, and I wasn't, and I can name several, but I won't because it's not my place, especially in the pre-corporate days. As of right now, she's just the only one speaking about it. Someone's paying attention, Walls of Jericho. Telling that no one bothered to listen to her until right now, when every other industry, save one, is getting rocked accusations of sexual misconduct, whether it be statutory rape, full-on sexual assault, or sexual harassment. Harvey Weinstein, Louis C.K., Kevin Spacey, Roy Moore, Jeffrey Tambor, and Al Franken are the big names, but those names are just enough for more women to come forward and start telling their stories. Stories that they have been sitting on because the amount of power of their abusers is so immense that it would produce disbelief, stories that they were ashamed to tell because somehow someone was convincing them that it was their fault. Of course, the other industry that has been hit with this tsunami of accusations is the music industry. I have a lot to say about that too, but I'm not on that subject. Similarly, touring musicians, especially in rock and roll, have lifestyles commensurate with pro wrestlers. Similarity, their dressing rooms are filled with underage groupies, and similarly to Paul Heyman flaunting Amoroso's status in the locker room in that promo, rockers love making songs about wanting to have sex with underage women, or as they're more commonly known, girls. I mean, Wingers 17 and Motorhead's Jailbait are just two prominent examples. The culture feels impenetrable, and that's why the first person to come out with the accusations against a locker room is going to be the bravest one. Similarly, Amoroso should be noted for her bravery in coming out with her accusations. The wave of disbelief coming at her is proof enough that bravery, to be honest, I doubt though she'll be the last one, but she's the first. Because the world seems to be changing. Getting Weinstein, perhaps the most powerful man in Hollywood, in the fire to be enough to open the floodgates in many areas, not just out in sexual assault victims too. Would you like to take the last few paragraphs, Christina?
Unfortunately, it feels like the wagons get circled by the boys for this sort of thing. Just look at how people in the business are reacting to noted abusers getting bookings. Graham, for example, was arrested for domestic battery but was never charged, not because he didn't do it, but because the cops don't give a shit about domestic violence victims until it's too late. One might think that it would be a layup to blacklist him until he got the punishment he deserved and the rehabilitation he needed. But Piper, defended him on Twitter, among others, and Flash Morgan Webster gave him an open forum on his podcast. Revolution Pro Wrestling decided to glowingly speak of him, and Insane Championship Wrestling booked him to win #1 contendership to its top float title. The song remains the goddamn same, whether it be Moose continuing to get bookings despite never really answering for his DV arrest outside of WWE passing on signing him, or Sami Callihan being given the book in Combat Zone Wrestling and bookings everywhere else around the country while making his victim accuser unbuck him in the same stomping grounds. So with that in mind,
blackballed.
Right.
Go on.
So with that in mind, maybe pro wrestling won't be caught in the same wave of justice, even as shallow and perfunctory as the current backlash is in other fields. It says more about male-dominated rape culture society that such minor gestures of remediation towards victims are greeted as wide-sweeping actions of comeuppance, but that's left for another blog entry on some other site. For even the minuscule amount of progress to take hold in wrestling, pushback has come from all directions. If the boys circle the wagons, if management gives that circling support, and if enough fans refuse to acknowledge that what that accuser is accusing actually matters, nothing is going to come out of this, which is more than a shame. As for Foley, one needs to divorce themselves from the idea that a nice guy persona precludes someone from engaging in foul behavior. What you see in public oftentimes can be a facade. Perhaps Foley realizes now that it was a mistake, which could be a reason why he works with Rain so closely now. But people who follow him on Twitter will note that he's gotten a bit creepy with female wrestlers, that he gives off a certain vibe. Don't think for a second that he couldn't be capable of partaking in sexual congress with an underage groupie.
Well, Walls of Jericho. I think a pretty
enlightening.
It's a pretty respected blog there. And the labels on that are Angel Amoroso, Graham, domestic violence, Mick Foley, misogyny, Paul Heyman, rape is scary, Sami Calhoun, and sexual harassment as the tags there. I'm happy they don't use Rain, actually. Because Rain is useless. So, okay, let's have fun with Reddit. How about we have fun? How about we have fun with Reddit? It is, and it's 70 comments so far. You know what? No, that was so far. So yeah, let's try to get to a video because maybe 70 comments would be too much to read right now. So we're just going through some of these here. It says WWF Old School. I don't remember what the comments were on there. So let's just click over to that.
Oh, sure. I'm just seeing all these comments. Hey, Pete. I didn't.
Okay.
Can I get a hey? I'm sorry.
Oh, hey,
I didn't
Pete.
see these.
Okay. Okay. This is from whatever. WWE News, actually. It's from WWE News. Okay, so they're aware of the situation as of November 19, 2017, because AG did the story, right? Mick Foley accused of sleeping with an underage girl, and they attached some Ohio Valley story to it, and some other angles, like it was no big deal. And there's a picture of our the toothless statutory rapist. Okay, Ohio Valley Wrestling veteran explains how Jason. Okay, that's not about that. Okay, this starts it. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is about people.
I remember this wasn't really.
It's not very organized.
They kind of just put that in the headline, but never really talked about it.
Oh, okay. So, okay, this WWE link actually said that they reported on it, but then put all this stuff about, you know, this Ohio Valley stuff in there, and then actually never got to the story. So as much as WWE wants you to think that they reported on this incident, they just put a headline of it. They didn't actually get to it in any article that's on there. And you can go to that and see yourself. And if you can find anything that was written about it, please let us know. Let's go to the Inquisitor here, because I guess that should be interesting. Is an Inquisitor more of a serious? Okay.
We're saving all those message boards for another time.
Yeah. The Reddit. The Reddit actually, people are still posting on Reddit to this day. So we'll go to the Inquisitor from November 18th, 2019. WWE News. Woman. Why did it just go off? But you know what? We're just going to click off of that because it's Spanish. Let me get back to who's joined us this evening. Just going to click this off so that I can see who has joined us, and we will plug this list here. Okay. So, as I said, Justin Bone has joined us. Bob joined us. Michael Ashbrook joined us. Christina J joined us. Kay Meady joined us. Assad Hanna joined us. Oh, regardless of what the fuck he said, he joined, and he'll keep joining. We'll get to you, Nick. Nell Cottrell has joined. Okay. Calvin Harrington joined us. Nick Burke joined us. Thanks for joining, Nick. Michael Ashbrook joined us. Thanks for joining. Tim Moxley joined us. Jacob McGovern joined us with his comment penis sauce. Well, if that's what you had for dinner, and thanks for sharing it with us. Travis Dykes joined us. Thanks for joining. Kristen Thompson joined us, and I'm sure Cecil joined us as well. Thanks for joining. Rob Feinstein joined us. Thanks for joining, Rob. Let's see, Pete Crawford joined us. Again, thanks for joining, Pete. Let's see, Jimmy Ferrando joined us. You know, if it got you sleepy, then, you know, tune out and go to fuck to sleep, asshole. Corey Frizzle joined us. Thanks for joining. Craig Thompson Horsley did whatever he did.
Oh, yeah, I made like a fart sound. That might have been that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Chad Dorsey joined us. Thanks for joining, Chad. Let's see. I'm going to go back and read some comments from those of you who have joined us because I just don't want to go to waste. Assad Hanna said, "Why are you still picking on Mick Foley?" No, not because. I'm not picking on Mick Foley. As I've explained in past episodes, if you guys would just watch them instead of making comments before you watch the episode, you would realize that this show is not about me harassing Mick Foley. This show is how other people, fans, friends, and workmates alike, harassed me and my family on behalf of Mick Foley. So know what you're talking about, douchebag. And again, his comment was just Mick Foley for some reason, I guess because he spelled it wrong the first time. And then he says, no, I've talked to him about this. Do it. Do what? And you've talked to him about what? You're so full of fucking shit.
First you say stop, and then you say do it.
Michael Ashbrook says, proud of you, girl. Fuck whoever has a problem with you telling the truth. Wrestling's a fuck business, especially towards lovely young ladies, and definitely, especially back in those days. Mick, like many others, may seem innocent enough, but all those marks only see the average Joe superhero role he played on TV. No doubt he has demons. This is such a fucked situation. You're an inspiration, girl. Well, you know what, Michael Ashbrook? I'm going to love that comment later because I love that comment. Michael, a good friend, and Michael, he knows enough about the business to know about this stuff, and I appreciate your input and I appreciate your support, though. As we move along, Sam Moxley says, hey, Angel, how are you? He's relaxing at home. Okay, great. Great. Hope you have a great night. Calvin Harrington said, I think Dennis needs to go back to school or something. Okay, well, referring to, yeah, I think so.
Was that the music?
No capitalization, no.
That was from the music experiment.
Exactly. Okay, Pete Crawford, of course. Oh, great, thank you. Much better than the last episode. And I have to apologize to all of you watching. I apologize for the last episode and the last hour. I did go a little bit too long, and I'm sorry. I get a little, I let my emotions take over. So moving on. Okay, Calvin said, I don't think Angel's a twat in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Thank you, Calvin. Might be a little bit of a cunt, but a twat is a little minor. Okay, so Craig firstly as regarded because referencing the noise.
It was just
so he wants to know about sauerkraut. Whatever. So Michael Ashbrook loved the It's Always Sunny clip. Thank you, Michael Ashbrook. There's several other videos that are on disc that got deleted from YouTube because of Crybaby MICK FOLEY and his crybaby little son reporting everything, and also Paul Heyman with his fucking trolls reporting everything. So a lot of videos got taken down, but we still have them on disc. So we'll be playing them here on Facebook Live since they seem to stay up a lot longer. Okay, moving on. This Craig Thomas says, did Michael J. Fox wear that jacket in Back to the Future? I'm not sure what jacket he's referring to.
In the Always Sunny clip, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure even what you're talking about there. Michael Ashbrook says, what the fuck is this pedophile? What is a pedophile?
Yeah,
exactly. Like, people say the stupidest, dumbest things. Like, what is the pedophile type? Like, do you think they have it fucking tattooed on their forehead to tell you? Or some kind of, like, whatever. And Mick fits that shit perfectly, though, and he does. He's fucking, I'm allowed to give my opinion. I'm not harassing anybody, but he's fucking creepy in his older life. I mean, he was creepy in his younger life, and he's even creepier in his older life. So,
yeah, no one's talking about that.
Yeah, right. Okay, Tom Brandy joined us. Thanks for joining, Tom Brandy. We're just about at 51 minutes, and like I said, the other day was a marathon, and I don't plan to, go over an hour with any of these things. 8 minutes and change. Right. So I hope you'll join us for the next episode. We'll be doing another one very shortly. And if you want to follow me on Facebook, I'm at Angel Walsh, Angel Amoroso versus BS, and Angel Amoroso. I also have a fan page on there called Crazy Cunty Clown Posse. Go over and like that. I also have member pages, Comment of the Day, and Wrestling Bitch. If you'd like to follow us on YouTube, we're Dirty Dead Dog Productions. We're auctions, and there's several wrestling matches and videos up there for content. Also, we're on Marabou YouTube. That's MAREMOOTBE. Also, a lot of mixed content there, including some of the auctions coming up. And also, YouTube and Angel Amoroso Versus, which is my channel dedicated to the subject of gang stalking, of which me and my family was put through due to this situation. There's several shows on there where you can learn this whole story without waiting for me to tell it to you on Facebook. If you just want to watch it over there, please like, comment over there if you want to, subscribe. That would help you get notifications and let you know when I'm going on. We also have episodes of Fuck You MICK FOLEY over there on Angel Amoroso Versus, so maybe you want to subscribe and you'll get notifications of any time we'll be going on. Otherwise, if you want to reach me on Instagram, I'm an Angel Amoroso for you. And Christina's information, if you'd like to give it, if anyone would like to harass her.
My Facebook is Christina J. Polis. You probably see me somewhere on this profile here. Yeah, I tuned in, so my name, pops up.
There you go.
Yeah. My Instagram, I don't know. Message me on Facebook if you want it. Like, I don't really post that much.
And Twitter.
And Twitter, like, I don't post that much on there. But I'm going to get around to it. Yeah.
Okay, so
We'll do that later for another time. This is fun.
And also, if you'd like to reach me on Instagram, I am for you. But until next time, I hope you'll all join me back the next time. And until then, have a great night and a great life. Surprised this one didn't end in tears. Good night.
So, okay,
Good
that
evening,
was
Facebook
the
Live.
end of that.
I am Angel Amoroso.
Trying to max that out there. So that concludes that episode of Fuck You, Mick Foley. And I hope that you will join us back next time. It will be real soon for episode 6. Until then, please like if you like, dislike if you dislike, comment if you have something to say, share it around if you want to share. But please make sure to subscribe. Until the next time, have a nice night and a nice life.